boom, the usual boom. That's my signature.
Yes.
Greetings, everyone. Greetings, Frank. An honor, a pleasure. Me, there's no words that can truly describe how I feel coming here with you and doing that review. I'm gonna look back at this in years from now. Thank myself for doing it for sure. Yeah, and thank you also for always showing up with full presence and power. You don't show up half here, you show up full, so that's massive.
Yeah, my
so
pleasure.
so today, Frank, I think we're gonna start with friends. That's where we left off when we last Moon Day. We were together because we're together every Moon Day doing PT. That's what we're doing for those who wonder why we're here talking. The Peace giTa in and ready to go. So, yeah, we're going to start with friends today. It's an interesting concept. Friends, having friends either on the way to heaven or on the way to hell.
Which one's it going to be?
Most will take you by the hand into hell. So you got to be aware of this. Once you're aware of facts, any facts that you're aware of, then you start having a different perspective on that same thing. Like friends, it's a fact that most of them will descend towards hell with you, and not many will bring you up to heaven. Now, the heaven, hell could be also good and bad and all that stuff. Like make you feel bad or make you feel good. It's the same thing.
Right.
It's all a state of being, and most friends exactly as Frank is going to describe us. It's a 2-page P-log. It's a P-log, you say?
Yeah, P-log. Yeah.
2-page P-log, so it's going to be a very deep, but I suggest you pay attention.
That's right. All right, well, we'll get into it with friends. Friends. Friendship is another concept accepted by society and pushed vigorously by the media. But why friendship? Because it is the best distraction for your already dizzy attention. Your friends are basically people on a similar level to you that don't hurt your ego. In fact, friendship is a mutual ego pampering circle. Friend equals free I end. Simple put, the one who puts an end to a chance at freedom. In its modern English sense, it is an anti-evolution. It is anti-evolution. In earlier times, disciples under a common guru could be friends. They all helped each other in a quest for evolution. The friends of today have a different role. They assist you in your quest for hell. It is a collective escape pod. Friendship of today curtails any slight chance of the flowering of the delicate seed of individuality. It unashamedly promotes hive mind. This so-called friendship creates a blanket which distracts one from seeing the reality of their hellish existence. Like Buddha did. Unfortunately, he did not have friends, so he could not just carry on smiling and laughing. He had to seek the truth. Not only does friendship cause one to not seek the higher, it promotes confrontation with the higher. The street gangs you see heckling people are never just one person. People lose their head in the strength which comes with numbers. They feel invincible. What the whole mindset is can be summed up in better to have company in hell than to be alone on the road to heaven. Big one. Oh, you got to unmute. Got it.
I said that's a default state. But yeah, it was muted. Now I am unmuted. Ami, l'amitié est un autre concept accepté par la société et poussé vigoureusement par les médias. Mais pourquoi l'amitié? Car c'est la meilleure distraction pour votre attention déjà étourdi. Vos amis sont en gros des gens sur un niveau similaire au vôtre, qui ne blessent pas votre ego. En fait, l'amitié est un cercle de chouchoutage d'ego mutuel. I like that. L'amitié est un cercle de chouchoutage d'ego mutuel. Pampering, chouchoutage. Yeah. I like the word he used. Friend, ami, equal free, I-N, fin de liberté. Simplement expliqué, celui qui met fin a une chance de liberté. Dans son sens anglais-français moderne, c'est anti-évolution. Dans les temps anciens, des disciples sous un gourou commun pouvaient être amis. Ils s'entendraient tous dans une quête pour l'évolution. Les amis d'aujourd'hui ont un rôle différent. Ils vous assistent dans votre quête pour l'enfer. C'est une nacelle collective de fuite. Les amitiés d'aujourd'hui réduisent toute chance de floraison de la graine délicate de l'individualité. Elles promeuvent l'esprit de ruche. Cette soi-disant amitié crée une couverture qui distrait, empêchant une personne de voir la réalité de leur existence épouvantable comme Bouddha l'avait fait. Malheureusement, il n'avait pas d'amis. Donc, il ne pouvait pas continuer à rire et sourire. Il devait chercher la vérité. Yeah. Must seek the truth. Non seulement l'amitié fait qu'un être ne cherche pas le supérieur, cela promeut la confrontation avec le supérieur. Les gangs de rue que vous voyez tourmenter les gens ne sont jamais juste une seule personne. Les gens perdent la boule dans la force qui vient du nombre. Ils se sentent invincibles. Ce que cet état d'esprit est peut-être résumé par mieux vaut être mal accompagné en enfer que seul sur la route qui va au paradis. And that's the mentality for many is the friends are so necessary in this life to devolve. In reality, it's to devolve because in your default state, you're constantly on a devolution path until you create a glitch. And the glitch in the matrix is in your head. The glitch in the matrix you should see and create or create love, it's within your own brain. Create a glitch and switch from that non-state zombie permanent robot program state to an alive person.
Yeah.
To someone that is alive with life, not alive dead. Alive with life. And that is very different. And you will probably will not feel that vibe when you're surrounded with friends and people that are constantly hurting themselves. You see them hurting themselves and hurting their children without them even knowing of that fact that they're hurting themselves. So if you are surrounded by that kind of beings, there's good chance that you pick up the vibe also, and that you start going down the same path as them, whether it's drugs, alcohol, sex, whatever it is that can bring your vibes lower. They will gladly take you by the hand and you will go with them. Many people are very influenceable when it comes to friends and what their friends do, because also there's the like me syndrome in there. So you want to be liked by your friend. So you will do pretty much everything that they do. So you don't feel, but in all honesty, going against everything that your friends do on a daily basis is what will free you up from all this heavy burden baggage you carry with you. It's not, and often you carry an heavy baggage, you're going to need help. So friends are there to help you carry your heavy baggage. But if you travel light, you don't need help. So that's where you start traveling light, the light, the love, and then you feel light and you don't need help, no one to carry your baggage with you. So you just go along and you do your thing, and you realize at one point that you don't need so many friends around you to seek truth, because you seek truth mostly within yourself. So if you seek outside of yourself, you'll find lies and deception. I always say it. But you seek within, that's where you'll find the truth. So you don't need also anyone with you to look within. You're the only one who can have a look within.
Yeah.
So you should be the only one who should be able to free yourself up from all that nonsense that keeps you there and think that friends are necessary in life. There's good friends. There is good company you can have on your road to your higher self, definitely, because that's what you will attract anyway. Once you're in the higher state of being, you cannot stop this attraction. It's not even something you command or you desire, or it's something that will happen because you're on a higher vibe.
Yeah.
So for sure there will be higher vibration coming to you and the people with high vibes and stuff. And it's just normal because you're no more embracing the dark friends and mutual pampering little circle you keep within you and your friends. Now you're capable to go within, which most people don't. So you're going to find a lot of interesting stuff there. And then you start to not devil up on it. You don't need to devil up. No, there's enough devil in this world. So we need to devil down, maybe. devil down the vibe of that all that nonsense within you, and then you rise. And greetings, my friend Albanian for life. Boom.
Yes.
In the chat. Shiv Narayan. Yeah, it's weird. My name is. Yeah, I renamed myself Janik, but my name is Yannick. Yan. And I always seen that and that Shiv Narayan. Like, wow, there's so much stuff that led me to PT today. I look, and even Truman Production, there's PT in there.
Right.
Truman TMP. So I was like, all that came to me later after I've done it. I'm like, yeah. Anyway, there's so much roads that leads to PT. We can all be on our road also. That's important also to start building your own road, your own path, your own vibe, and let that unique individuality or visuality that you have inside, to let the world see it. You have a gift. Your gift's not for you. Good news. It's for others. So share it. Share it. That's why. The thing with the apple tree, it doesn't eat his apple. You give the apples to people that pass by. And often the people that pass by won't go back and hug the tree. So you can't expect to have a horde of people coming to you also. Oh, you're doing a good job. You're evolving. No, it's gonna show with your vibration, with you, and just don't expect anything and just go on and let go of the friends, of everything that holds you. Anyway, I think I've said enough. I've been talking for a while. I'll let you talk, Frank, because it's a both way. I have a guest today. I'm not alone, so go on, Frank, and give us your take, your views on friends.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, friends. I mean, it's something that just by the nature of being here. I mean, it's something that we all experience to some level or another. Some people have a lot of friends, some people have little friends, and then that especially like as you as you kind of come to a place where you're maturing to different places in your life, And if you get to that point where you're like really wanted to start to change how you are, so that you can really like when you're noticing that I need to grow, I need to mature, I need to be able to overcome these certain things that are maybe like roadblocks in my life, or maybe if you can start to identify, and this is what you're talking about, when with this whole thing of looking within and seeing ourselves, if we can start to identify the things that are kind of holding us back to a bigger potential, then you'll notice that those ways of being, those either habits or patterns, they exist within these friend circles, and like P's saying, friends are a mutual ego pampering circle, right? So,
Oh yeah.
and when we start on this path of, positive change for ourselves, then it can be an issue for those friends. Say you want to stop eating meat or something like that. Oh, what you don't? What? Well, you don't eat that anymore. Why don't you do that? And you start getting interrogated. All these different things start happening. You're like, well, I'm really trying to want to take care of my health and take care of my mental, emotional, my physical, all these kind of things. And so when you start making changes, it makes the people in your circles a little bit more self-conscious or aware of maybe how they are or are not taking care of their own selves. And so when you start to break away from the hive, then the hive starts kind of looking at you funny. And the biggest thing that the hive promotes is to like not look at how self-destructive we can be, and all these different types of behaviors or patterns that are just normalized. A big part is just like, no, don't pay attention to how you're going to eat. Just go ahead and just put it on your plate and just gobble it up, and just don't think about where it came from or what it is that's in there. Or if you want to stop smoking, or if you want to stop having alcohol or something like that, then it's going to be people are going to be like, what? I want the old you. I want the you that I can feel comfortable with me not having as much responsibility, because then if we can do that together, then I don't have to think about myself so much. I don't have to think about but the thing is, you're never going to get to a place, you're going to keep having problems like living that kind of life. And this is what P mentions here, it's always like, it's never just like one person. It's always like groups that have this kind of mentality, even like he's talking about in the end, that street gangs, the ones you see heckling people, it's never just one person. But I like how he says too, because it's not like we have to have some type of reflection on, any people in our past or our present and say that they're bad or anything like that. It's just, when we start evolving, when we start wanting to take more responsibility for ourselves, when we start to want to like face reality and life and the way that it actually is, you can just see that these types of lifestyle choices, behaviors, and all these kind of things, they are they're just something that that people can get caught in these loops or these things and not be conscious or aware of them or how it's affecting them. So you don't have to think like, oh, these people are caught in this cycle, so that makes them bad. It's just, you just see like, well, they're just stuck. They're just kind of like in that mode. They haven't gotten to the point where they're wanting to get out of that mode. So the more that you want to kind of rise up, have more responsibility for yourself, start to seek more real freedom, more real connection with nature, more real bliss, then you just don't really vibe as much with the groups who are basically just in kind of a lower frequency. And that's not good or bad. That's just kind of how it is, like obviously people who are going to be more stuck in like the whole, like, obsession with like the media and the attention on all the too much things going on in the pop or the news or the whatever, like it puts those blinders on you where you can't start to look out and like see life for what it is actually.
I think it's very much also like programmed into us.
Oh yeah.
Like it's programmed. Like that's why when you say at one point you start detaching yourself from that kind of people, that kind of vibe, is when you realize that they have zero awareness where you were. Because I know I had zero awareness of the world I'm in and the world that's inside me.
Right.
So I went on and did all kinds of stupid shit just to follow others. But today I realized like I just didn't know what to do here. I had zero awareness.
Yeah.
So once you start installing a little bit more of awareness, that's where the robot program's starting to dissolve. And then no matter what, you're not going to want to go back into a robot mode. Like that's why often in my old ways, there was zero awareness. It's like a robot. So who are you talking to? A aware being or just a robot of the shit stem? Like sometimes
Right.
I realize that all I'm talking to is freaking robots because they have zero awareness of anything. And
Right.
they just repeat shit like parrots.
Yeah.
Okay. They have
like, are you thinking for yourself? Are you, or am I
yes.
just hearing like what you hear on the news or whatever?
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. Like it's always just verbal diarrhea repeated. Like I don't need this. I know the rabbit hole. I know all the freaking nonsense. I've been through hell and back in my life. So I know it all. So I don't need to go back there. I don't need that kind of vibe. So I'm seeking higher vibration, and that is where facts, truths, and all the good stuff come.
Yes.
Not the lies and deception and being deceived and not knowing you're being deceived. And like at least today I know it's a world filled with lies and deception. I don't need to fuel it more. I don't need to add fuel to the fire. Their fire is burning fierce enough. So we don't need to. We need to fuel our fire. Instead of feeding the fire of Babylon, feed your own fire. And if we all put ourselves on fire, their fire will go out.
Yeah. Yeah. And I like the point that P makes here that, in earlier times, disciples under a common guru could be friends. They helped each other in a quest for evolution. Yeah. So you can find the points that make sense to connect with other people on. Okay, we want to be healthy. Let's eat good food together. Find people who can eat in a similar way to you. Find people who can. You don't have to like all the exact same things, but there can be a similar algorithm to just a quest for well-being, expansion of consciousness, a quest for like establishing a harmonious vibe with nature and the elements. Like people who and that's it's not that far of a thing to strive for or reach or find people who want to do that.
It's right there. It's right there.
Yeah,
it's already here.
Exactly. It's like
everything is here. Nothing's broken. Nothing needs to be fixed. It's already here. You have it all.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's just the program gets that people are running on. It gets you stuck sometimes, or it gets you kind of like a short circuit or like a error 404.
I wish there would be a short circuit
right
inside the robot. Maybe that would create a glitch.
Yeah,
I think that's what they need, a short circuit.
Exactly. But I mean, just like this thing that we're doing, we have found a commonality between us. I want to, increase positivity, increase health, increase wellness. You do too. And so we're sharing that. We found, P, who's been able to really shed some light and some clarity on how do you actually achieve that? What actions are necessary to achieve that? And so we have that common ground. And so, boom, we want to walk this upward path to a higher existence,
And we're at ease doing it. There's no stress here, no pressure, no stress. It's total ease. And that's what happened once you start connecting. Yeah, connecting.
Mm-hmm.
Once you start linking up with other beings that are on the same a level of wanting stuff in life and starting to same level of realization.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to see the whole old picture, but no, people that are aware of the big picture. Okay, I don't need you to know everything in the big picture, but at least be aware of it so we can start to talk.
Mm-hmm.
Because now, if you are completely unaware of the big picture, there's no point talking. Because I'm not even talking to a human, I'm talking to a robot program. I can qualify you as a being because you have a heart and you beat and your heart beats and you breathe, but you are programmed into so many ways that you are unaware of also. So you got to make yourself aware first of your own programming, but there's no friends on the path of devolution that will show you this. So definitely, if you can bring better friends into your life, more supportive, and on the evolution path, and I'm not going to tell you what you have to do. It's your path, it's your own life. But I'm telling you, you're here to experience life. Welcome to your life. Welcome. I don't like that word. Welcome. Welcome. It sounds like welcome. Like, what the hell is that word? Bienvenue in your life. Bienvenue to your life. Bienvenue. You see, welcome, bienvenue. Yeah, you are bienvenue. I don't like the word welcome. I don't know why. Anyway, it sounds weird. Anyway, I don't know. They twisted so many words but that's how they also manipulate us in the first place is with the word. So that's so many awareness that you have to bring into a being before also you start even talking to them. So that's why I'm saying you will stay in that same level until you bring some new people into your life or new, I don't know, new inspiration. That's what people need. The world is terribly in need of inspiration. Definitely, it's like they're choking their hair on us and can breathe, but start breathing, breathe, take it in, and that's it. You want to add something else on friends, Frank?
No, I mean, this is just the P really makes it clear. It is very much, if you're not careful, free I end is what friendship will lead to in the ways that are common today. Not that friendship isn't possible with a positive outcome, but you just have to really set your course. You have to be really clear in how you want to direct your life and start to just know, because, we're going to interact, we're going to have interactions with other people and other beings throughout the rest of our life. If you're going to the store, if you're whatever, you're working somewhere, your own family and things like that. It's just part of P's emphasis is that you start to develop the foundation that you need so that you can stay centered, you can stay clear, you can not get pulled into doing actions or behaviors that are going to be against your own evolution, against your own well-being. You want to be able to take care of yourself. So
and alcohol is one of the things that friends get you with, because it's so socially accepted, and especially when you get to an age where you can drink and stuff, and now they will try to bring you and get you into their habit. Like many of times I showed up at friends and like early in the day, coffee with Baileys and stuff. And like, really, dude, it's 9 a.m. Like, can we like start with I don't know, something else? Maybe a fruit or something. I don't know, a cup of blueberry. That's how I start my day usually. Not, but that's what they will try it, and for them, it's, I don't know. We don't see our own stuff, or we don't want to see it. I don't know what's going on with us humans, but we certainly like to get deeply fucked up. Okay, I'm gonna say it as it is because that's what it is. As long as we're and fucked up on the inside too, not only with alcohol and drugs, they're fucked up, deeply fucked up. Like I've said it often with Arthur, and we're all deeply fucked up. If you don't see it, I'm sorry, but to announce you this today, but you got lots of work to do on yourself. I have a lot of work And just to clear that trauma that you're in that you don't
Right.
even know. Like it's sick. The unawareness, that's the thing that they're going to play the most on and trick you with is that you are unaware of what's going on within and without. Now they can manipulate you, they can do whatever you want, they will control what you think, what you do, everything will be controlled. So that's
Hmm.
robot state. So move out
Yes.
of there, move out of the robot state. Next, care.
Yes.
Care, Frank.
Care.
Yes, we care. Share
Care.
and care.
Those who cannot care for their own selves, spirit, soul, mind, and body, should not try or pretend to care about any topic or subject or others. Just a waste of time. Dot, dot, dot.
Yeah, that's what I was saying before. Se soucier. Ceux qui ne se soucient pas d'eux-mêmes, âme, esprit et corps, ne devraient pas essayer ou prétendre de se soucier de toute forme de sujet. C'est juste une perte de temps. Honestly, you're wasting your time. Like, if you don't care about your own body, your own self, your own well-being, how can you pretend to care even for your children? Like
Mhm.
this is the most one of the biggest illusion that we're in is that we care so much about ourselves and our children and the world we live in. And
Right.
like to me it's all false pretense because just look at their action, look at our action collectively, and you will
Mhm.
realize that care has to come back. It's gone. Like
Yes.
it's gone a while ago, the care. So you got to
Mhm.
bring back the love, bring back the care, all this into your own being first. Then you will propagate it also to your children and stop the Fruit Loops and the freaking popcorn and the toxic popcorn in the bag in the microwave. That's so freaking
Mhm.
toxic, that shit.
Yeah.
Ugh, I stay far from that. Anyway,
Yes.
so those things you will realize that they're also detrimental for beings around you in your house, craft dinner and all that shit. I'm saying
Yeah.
food because food is the one thing that they get us with, especially here in
Mhm.
America. It's so bad.
Oh yeah.
In
Definitely.
US is even worse than Canada. I'm
Nah.
sorry, but I think it is.
It's true.
Oh yeah. It's the sugar and the fat and the bad fats and stuff. It's
Yeah.
rampant.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you have to care about that kind of stuff. First of all, what you put, what you listen to, what you look, what you everything. The
Yeah.
care has to come back before you start even talking about love and any other higher vibration feeling.
Mhm.
If you don't care for yourself and care in an optimal way, care is not cheating. Care is not cheating. Stop cheating yourself.
Yes.
Stop cheating yourself because that's what we do all day long. We
Mhm.
cheat ourselves. And then that's why we feel often incoherent. We're
Right.
cheaters. So,
Hmm.
do you go and cheat on your wife or husband or whatever?
Right.
No, it's disrespect. So,
Hmm.
why do you disrespect yourself all day long? Start caring for yourself and see the different feeling you're going to feel also. Like
Right.
it's all about how we feel. So the feeling of eating good food, of putting good stuff into your body, whether it's eyes, ears, wherever it enters,
Hmm.
wherever the source it enters your body, make sure you're very selective and
Yes.
very caring of the vibe also, that because the vibe that will come in is the vibe that will go out also. So if you eat good food, alive food and stuff, do you think you will look dead? Do you think you will not have energy to go on with
Mm.
your day and produce and stuff? Yeah. So it's all about also not obstructing the production, like Stevie says in one of his songs.
Hmm.
Don't obstruct production. If you're gonna obstruct the production of the productivity of the people that are alive on this earth, move away.
Right.
You want to keep staying dead, being on the dead vibe and stuff, that's your choice. I
Hmm.
respect it. I have no problem with that. There's millions like you. But the ones
Right.
that want to live, that want to inherit the earth and live on a higher vibration, we're here on earth too, where I'm not going anywhere. and I have rights to life just like you. We should, make room for us and maybe ourselves also.
Hmm.
Make our own room here on Earth, where we deserve it, where we came on Earth not to hide and stuff. So
Right.
uh, that care, that's what it will bring back also to your existence.
Hmm.
It's like a higher vibration, definitely.
Right.
Frank, it's on you. I'm done.
Yeah. Care is a great term that P explains, and in different times he uses the term care. Like when he talks about love, what real love is care and concern for the self. And like P is saying here, if you can't care for yourself, if you can't take actions that are going to be supporting your life, be supporting you being able to be positive, you being able to be centered, you being able to be natural, then if you can't implement those kind of actions, then you can't pretend to care for somebody else. You have to care for yourself first, and then that love and that care can extend out to others, actually. And you won't be sharing this fake care or this fake love with others that is neglecting the self. You have to take care of the self first, and then you can extend that love, that care, that concern out to others. And I like one thing that P said. He said, I think it might be in a future P log, but he said care is an action oriented term. So you can't just care but not act on it. And care is also going to involve a certain amount of implementing self control and developing a discipline toward what actions you're going to take that are going to support and sustain you. So, coming back to the diet, are you going to be able to have control and say, okay, I know even though I've become used or become somehow like in our lives in the past, we may have eaten foods that aren't actually supporting how our body functions in a healthy way. And we've become used to saying, oh, I like the way that this thing tastes, or it's like a comfort food or something like that. But it might actually not be supporting the body to function in the optimal way. So we have to start to become mature and say, okay, I need to actually start to implement some self-control and learn about what's going to be actually supporting my body and my energy and my vitality, and start to develop a taste for those things, and it's a learning process, and and implementing this care is like I said, just going to take some discipline, some self-control, some setting some boundaries for yourself that are going to help us to be more focused, help us to really just continue to walk that path day in, day out. And it does take effort, but at the same time, is an effort that is like so worth it. And it's the effort that when you look back on how you implement it, you can just really see the change within yourself and the whole vibe of your life overall. When you start implementing these actions that are actually showing care for the self. So if we're going to be eating well, if we're going to be working to stay centered, if we're going to be working to connect with nature and show our love and our gratitudes toward the elements and nature and the forces that are supporting our lives, all these kind of things are going to start really helping us to blossom and to bloom. And then we can take that care and we can share it with others also in the long run. So yeah, you can't, like B's saying, you can't have this fake pretension or pretend to care about others when you yourself are not taking care of your own well-being. That's first thing first. We've been given this body. It's a gift from divine. And so we got to take care of it. It's not just going to go on autopilot or something like that,
Most, sorry,
Mm-hmm.
most people will say, "Oh, it's not about perfection. Like I'm not perfect. It's not about perfection. It's not about being perfect." Like I heard that a lot. But in the word perfect, you have a P and a T at the end, perfect.
Yeah.
And I think the whole goal to be present here on earth, if it's not to try to reach perfect coherence, perfect fractal, you already have it. But if the goal is not to reach perfect coherency, what are you doing exactly?
Yeah.
Where exactly are you going with your
Mhm.
car, with your walk, with your run, with your if your goal is not to aim for perfect coherency,
Right.
go tell that to a lion or a snake or a bird that they're not perfect, that they're not here to express their perfection.
Mhm.
So we're all here for that, but we have to strive to get to that point because of all the forces in this world that doesn't want us to reach that state of perfect fractal, perfect coherence of being that we can be. So there are forces that keep you down, and you keep giving yourself to those, giving yourself up to those forces.
Mhm.
So stop the train, get on the love train instead of the hate train.
Exactly.
That's good. No, that's it. It's about caring, definitely, and realizing that you need it, and we all
Mhm.
need it, and your children need it, and
Yeah.
we all need to nurture ourselves more.
Exactly.
We're not nurturing ourselves. So, how do you want to nurture others? And it's all about nurturing all life.
Mhm.
That's what we're here, humans, man on the land, not human. I'm no more a human.
Right.
I'm a man, yeah, living. I'm alive. So you see, the words change. The now that your perspective on yourself will change.
Mhm.
Everything will go up day by day. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. But if you're willing to do the work and say that you're willing to do the work and do it, well, there's going to be something happening somewhere along the way.
Yep.
So don't worry too much about the outcome. Just let go of the non-caring part of yourself that you always been in. Like
Right.
you can tell me eating hot dogs and pogos and all that nonsense stuff in the box from the store is caring. Like it's not. It's not. It's just default state. It's fast. It's gonna be fast. Get to the next day, the next, and then you're dead. But you
Mhm.
already live dead. So
Right.
you don't want to. It seems like most people all they wait is to freaking die. Like just
Yeah.
get to the other day, the next day without never savoring the day,
Mhm.
without never being immersed in the now, in the day, to realize, to care, to because all these feelings of caring, realizing, and stuff happen in the now. It doesn't happen tomorrow or yesterday. It's right now.
Mhm.
We all have the potential to realize that we don't care enough for ourselves. And the moment you bring care to ourselves, you'll bring care to the world. Like it's not rocket. Oh, I know. I was gonna say that rocket science. Was I just gonna say that? Yeah, I was. Never mind the rocket science. It's all bullshit anyway. But yeah, it's not so complicated
Right.
to install a bit more care, but I have
That's the
things to
beautiful
do.
thing. It's really like the truth and actually doing things that are
Yeah,
real and meaningful. They're simple. They're simple things.
yeah, exact. It's not
Like-
nothing complicated. It's very simple.
Mhm.
But in our default state, everything is complicated, simple. Like
Right.
it's all very, but they have made it sound so simple. But because everything is inverted, so what you think
Mhm.
is a simple life you're living might be a very complicated life.
Yeah, so
Like
true.
yeah, yeah, because sometimes people think that oh yeah, I have it all. You have a lot to learn,
Mhm.
and taking care, take care, and taking care is the next. You heard that? Take
Yes.
care, bro. Take care, bro.
Mhm.
Yeah, you really taking care?
Yeah.
That's it.
Let's see what P says about it.
Yeah,
Take care, taking care. There are too many here ready to take care of others when they can't even take care of their own life. Body, mind, spirit, death, future, destiny, a worldwide cliche. Parents raising children when they cannot seem to be able to raise themselves.
Yeah. Prendre soin. Il y en a trop ici prêts à prendre soin des autres quand ils ne peuvent même pas prendre soin de leur propre vie. Corps, esprit, âme, mort, futur, destinée. Un cliché mondial des parents qui élèvent des enfants qui ne semblent pas capables de s'élever eux-mêmes. I said it all the time. Once I started to realize all this, I'm like, what? That's children raising children? And I'm using the word raising because that's really what you do. You raise your children, like you raise your hair off your face.
Exactly, right.
That's exactly that. So you want to edulove. I don't know what would be the word for your children. You want to bring some care, maybe some care and love. Just care and love. Real care and love for your children. And that is not certainly how we've been programmed to take care of our children, because I have had three of my own. Like, I'm not without experience with children here.
Right.
Three, and they're all adults now. What Babylon consider adults, and it's a ride that you're always under the illusion that you really love and care about them and stuff. But deep down inside, I've realized that everything that you want to bring also healthy in the life of your children, you're probably gonna have to enforce it. Like, I used to almost force them to drink the ginger juice and the stuff I was making. I'm still making it.
Right.
But today they're like 19, 22. I'm not going to force them to drink ginger juice.
Right.
But back in the day when they were young, like, I was giving them ginger shots and stuff because I've realized that this was my responsibility. You're not going to see children also feed themselves. That's why the health and the responsibility of, we're not bringing up little birdies here. It's children's, and they need so much nurturing. And probably on the whole earth, all the animals and stuff were probably the ones who stay the longest with the parents.
I think
Like,
so. Yeah.
I don't think eagles stay 20 years with their parents. Like, it's something that is unseen in nature. So is it meant to be this way too, or should we like empower our children to start taking flight maybe earlier in life? But then you look at them, they're still very little at 12, 14, 15, 16, very mature, very. So we have assessed this as a collectivity that being adult is around the age of 18, which is, I think it's meant to be like 3 times 6, 666. And it gives you 18. But anyway, there's an occult thing behind the number 18, definitely. Nothing is random in this society. So, so definitely we have more to bring to our children, definitely. And if we bring more to the children, more knowledge, more awareness, more truth, this world will change eventually. We just need to tell the children the truth. And it's not so hard. It's observe, look around, and forget what the world tells you and do your own observation and your own thinking. Just go on with that, because they will feed you a lot of lies and nonsense. So if you know that, if a children knows that deep down inside their heart, and you start coaching them at a young age, I'm pretty sure that just look at my children. I started young. I was even bringing Gavin with me at the chilling spot to make videos all the time and stuff, just so we can hear my voice and the stuff I was talking about. So just that for me was enough. But if I wouldn't care, I wouldn't have brought him. I wouldn't have put him around this kind of stuff. But you have also to submerge them into the truth, and not just surfacing the truth. Is tell them straight, flat out how it is. They're children. They're capable to take anything in. They have a sponge brain, so they're very open also to any new concept, or I don't like the word concept so much, but any new thing you want to bring into their life, they'll be open to it.
Yeah.
Anyway, That's my. I think the biggest illusion is that we take care of our children and we love them. We love our
Right.
children and we care about them. In our default state, not so sure about that.
Right. Yeah, because the default is the system, the shit system, like you said,
Yeah,
is set up
I
for
let it out.
is for us to for the society as a whole to generate a very controllable slave population. That is the agenda of the controllers in this current time, is for the society to produce very easily controllable slave population, right? So to do that, you are going to have to implement lifestyle, diet, common behaviors that are going to make you very easily controlled, but very powerless, basically. Because the more that you work on developing the things that we're talking about, self-control, discipline with your diet, discipline with your speech, discipline with how you use your body, the more you actually gain real power. And that means power to be able to create love, a life that is meaningful, that is purposeful. Create love, a life that is going to be generating positivity and generating something that is actually going to do you and the world at large a favor, a good service, to yourself and to others by taking care, actually real care of yourself. So like P says, this whole thing, too many are ready to take care of others when they can't even take care of themselves. Because when the thing is, if you can put attention outward and not direct it inwardly first, then you don't have to think about all the ways that you're ignoring and neglecting what you actually need to do. So then if you don't take care of yourself, then you can just put all that toward others and you can think that you're doing good for them. Oh, here, take this, or whatever it happens to be. But you got to take care. You have to implement the care and the concern for your own well-being first before you can go out and do it for others. Otherwise, what's the point?
That's the ultimate act of rebellion against the shit stem, is taking care of yourself. Because that's what they want you to hurt yourself, end up in the hospital, and let's go spin the wheel. So the most act of rebellion you can do in these times is taking care of your body.
Mm-hmm.
And that will impact everything around you, yourself. And we know what we're talking about. We know bacon might not be the best on the list. So let go of all that stuff. I'm not telling you what to eat, how to, but there's just certain stuff that we know collectively are no good for us.
Exactly.
So maybe install a better software program within, with more care and more definitely more presence also.
Yeah. And just like you said, parents raising children when they can't seem to be able to raise themselves. Yeah, it's like there's so much implemented in that, and that's the whole part, that they definitely target the children, and they definitely try to normalize doing things that are going to be detrimental to us being able to awaken. There's so much stuff that's just like harmful, and it's not only in our society, but definitely implemented even in like the different common religions and stuff like that. That's like, oh yeah, you can eat this on Fridays, or you can I don't know, even just the whole
let's go to Disney World for a family trip.
Yeah, let's go be and pretend. La La Land.
La La Land. Let's go to La La
One of
Land.
the things they have, the Disneyland, they sell these big turkey legs so you can feel like you're a caveman eating a big beast body part. Like what is it's silly.
Terrible. Anyway, it's all in the family. Maybe we'll finish with this one today.
Yeah, we can close with this one. It's all in the family. In these times, a new definition has come up for the unit called family, a set of beings who would pay attention only to one another and not to higher and divine. A simple way of getting importance for no rhyme or reason except existing. It allows for these beings to feel more important than higher and divine, even within their family circle. It seems the Hiranyakashap, if I can pronounce that correctly, Hiranyakashyap bug has entered too many. Only they don't have even the fraction of his power. Still, they convince themselves to look no further, as it's all in the family.
Yeah, tout est dans la famille. En cette époque, une nouvelle définition est sortie pour cette unité appelée famille. Un ensemble d'êtres qui portent leur attention seulement entre eux et non sur le supérieur, le divin. Une manière simple d'obtenir de l'importance pour aucune rime ni raison excepté exister. Cela permet à ces êtres de se sentir plus importants que le supérieur et le divin dans leur cercle familial. Il semble que le bug Hiranakashiap s'est beaucoup propagé, seulement ils n'ont pas une fraction de son pouvoir. Pourtant, ils se convainquent de ne pas regarder plus loin vu que tout est dans la famille. And that's what often you have to break is that generation cycle, ignorance cycle that you're in because you're kept within the family and everything is within the family and the family matters and family comes first and family, all these slogans that we have about the family. When in reality, you realize that once you start going onto a different path, then the family will start ostracizing you anyway. So the relationship you have with the family might not even be based on truth, love, and care and real action, but just matrix stuff. So the moment you start creating a glitch within your matrix world, definitely they will start ostracizing you. And I talk by experience, so I don't talk here of stuff I haven't experienced, and definitely they will put you aside. Anyone, like you have to be willing, like we said before, to do that path alone a bit. Like you're gonna meet others on the way to your heavens, definitely. There's others on the same path of evolution. But I mean, it's not like something that should be on your priority list to really join others and the family and all that stuff. You should be able to handle yourself. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So yeah, tout est dans la famille. Everything is in the family, definitely. They have programmed us also in a very good way to follow family tradition when it should be probably broken. You should break the mold. I've done it in my own family. There's signs that's going to tell you also in this time if you're ready to jump out of this mold. So learn the signs, learn to read the signs, and everything will make sense. Your name, everything is encoded in the fabric of reality for you to realize if you're on the right path, like and even that the right or the wrong, or if you're on a good path of evolution. Like I can't tell you what's right or wrong. It's very confusing, those duality here on earth. Right. But I think there's only one path is to higher and divine. Like even to make us think that there would be maybe a path. There is a path to the evolution, yeah, but it's just because we make it up. Because the only true real path is to evolution. But we have made up another world that is with everything negative, evil, and devoluting. And we have called it a world where life is not the world. That's why the word world is just the L different than the word because they have succeeded bringing hell in the word. So now all we experience is L in the evolution when
Yeah.
we should, realize all this, start creating a life of your own, first of all, your own thinking if you can.
Mm-hmm.
Even that is hard because ABC 123 doesn't come from you. But you can also make up your own ABC 123, your own words like we say all the time, Cree love, appreciate love. All these words should be coming into a real dictionary.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one day it will, once the earth has ascended to a certain level of awareness within themselves and the beings of this world. But definitely it comes with the realization. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to leave it like that. What's
Yeah.
your take on this, Frank?
Yes, it's all in the family. Um, yeah, it's definitely a thing where I like how P brings this up. And he says a new definition has come up for a unit called family. Beings who would rather pay attention to one another than higher and divine. It's really important for sure to um, have a family that has a foundation or that's at least somewhat connected to the forces that give us life, and certainly with my own children, I try to make time in which we're able to go out into nature, or we're able to appreciate love, and just like look at the sky, check out the stars at night, look how the clouds are going. Maybe there's a sunbow. Look at that. Wow. Get some gratitude because this is a beautiful design that we're inside of. This is amazing opportunity. And, all the things whenever we're stuck just, living in this world, then what is that? What is that? It's another mechanism in which they're, controlling our minds, and they're controlling our bodies by keeping us in this vicious cycle, because it makes sense for them because they want to keep a controlled population that is doing a slave work so that the ones on top don't have to do so much, and they can have they can benefit, they can skim all the cream off the top, and they can take their build their multi-million whatever houses and have all their boats, and and enjoy all the riches of this world at the expense of other people sending themselves to hell. You know what I mean? By doing things that are going to be destructive to themselves, and basically, not ever be able to arise and awaken.
That's why Peter Tosh always said the rich people poverty is the poor man is the poverty. The rich man poverty is the poverty of the poor man.
Yeah.
They prey on that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
on people being poor and poorer, and so
Exactly.
that's their poverty.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
they are very poor in that sense.
it's so true. But I love how so he brings in this point of the Hiranyakashyap bug, because he's just tying in a little Vedic story there, where there was basically a demon who he was granted a boon to basically be invincible against many different things. So over time he had gained a lot of power because he had a lot of things which, people couldn't defeat him. And he had a son named Prahlad who was, through the way the story is told, very devoted to divine, very devoted to, the higher forces, and to, in the Vedic context, Narayan or Vishnu. And what Hiranyakashyap wanted was for his son to only worship him. Said, no, don't be worshiping Narayan as the highest power, or as the divine supreme being. I want you to worship me because I'm your father, and this is I'm. And so Prahlad, through that story, you know, continues to say, no, I'm going to worship the highest power, the supreme being, the one, the thing that supports and generates and is the source for all. And so his father, Hiranyakashyap, I hope I'm not messing that word up, but he tries to basically, kill him in many ways. But because of Prahlad's connection with the supreme being, he was protected throughout all of that. And in the end of the story, his father is destroyed by the divine powers because he is promoting an anti-divine stance. He's promoting this thing, and so like that's what P is just bringing to light, that the same scenario that's going on in that story, that the father was saying, no, don't worship or pay attention to divine. I want you to have me as the most important thing. That is a similar thing as to what's happening today. And maybe not to that extreme level, but in a generalized sense, that is very much what we see happening in a lot. Like, give importance to your family more than the importance that you need to first and foremost give to divine, because that is what has given us this opportunity to all be here and exist. You know?
And I think that's the reason why you call your father father, is because, and the reason why also they have brought that name to the divine father and stuff, because I think they want to program us to think that our parents are so divine and they should be so worshipped and stuff. But in reality, they're just two programmed beings, just like all the others,
Right.
not seeking evolution and stuff that will bring you to devolute, because that's what we all do in our default state. We're all stuck together devoluting.
Yeah.
So if you have parents at least that have a bit of awareness, they might help you evolve instead. So it's a different thing than just going along with the same program from generation to generation, family to family. So yeah, definitely. So that's it, Frank, for today. It's been an hour and 10 minutes almost.
Yes.
Great presence again. Full power. That's what we have the intention to show up with. And a
Exactly.
beautiful day today, big blue sky. So I'm going out and garden, bike, all kinds of stuff planned for the day.
Yes.
And much love, everyone. It's always been love. It will always be love, because that's all there is. So
that's right. We'll see each other again on Moon Day with responsibility.
Yeah, with full responsibility. We're trying to take full responsibility. It's hard in a system that we live in also to say, oh, I'm fully responsible, because I think also self-sufficiency has to happen together. But we're going to take responsibility definitely for our life. We're going to try to take responsibility for our life more and more.
Yes. One day at a time. One
As
step
we
at a time.
mature in this world. Yeah.
That's right.
Said. Oh, I'm starting to bug a bit. Okay, so we're out. See ya. And next Moon Day, live again with Frank.